What is art? It is one of the oldest questions we can ask, and one that still has no final answer. For more than 2,000 years, philosophers, artists, historians, critics, and countless others have tried to define it. Some believed art is beauty, others saw it as skill, imagination, communication, or a way of understanding the world. Every generation has offered its own answer, yet no single definition has ever been universally accepted. Perhaps that is what makes the question so fascinating. Should we begin with the human instinct to create? Should we look at the remarkable skills required to shape stone, carve wood, or mix pigments? Should we follow the ideas of philosophers and historians? Or should we trust our own experience when standing before a work of art? Before we explore the history of art, it is worth asking another question. Where did the word art come from? Long before it referred to paintings hanging in galleries or sculptures standing in museums, the word had a much broader meaning. Its linguistic roots can be traced back to the ancient Indo-European word ar, meaning to make, to arrange, or to fit together. At its heart, the word described skilled making. The Romans later used the word ars, meaning skill, technique, craft, or profession. A physician practiced an art. A carpenter practiced an art. An architect practiced an art. There was no clear distinction between an artist and a craftsman, as we understand those words today. In ancient Greece, a different word was used, technē. Today it survives in the English word technology. But for the Greeks, it described knowledge, craftsmanship, and the ability to make something well. Whether someone built a ship, composed a speech, or sculpted a figure from marble, they were practicing technē. The English word art entered the language through Old French during the Middle Ages. By the 13th century, it appeared in English texts, still referring broadly to learned skill or practical knowledge. Someone could be skilled in medicine, astronomy, music, or painting, and all of these could be described as arts. It was during the Renaissance that the meaning slowly began to change. Painters, sculptors, and architects were increasingly recognized not only as skilled craftsmen, but also as creative thinkers whose work reflected imagination, intellect, and individual vision. By the 18th century, philosophers such as Immanuel Kant were developing aesthetics into a distinct branch of philosophy. Painting, sculpture, architecture, poetry, and music gradually came to be grouped together as the fine arts, appreciated not only for technical mastery, but also for beauty, imagination, and aesthetic experience. Today, the picture is far more complex. There is no universally accepted definition of art. Most philosophers, art historians, critics, and museums agree that no single criterion can explain every artwork. Some understand art as expression. Others see it as beauty. Some value technical mastery above all else. Others believe the idea behind a work is more important than the object itself. Today, art can include painting, sculpture, drawing, photography, architecture, literature, music, dance, film, performance, installation, land art, digital media, conceptual works, and even AI-assisted creations. At times, it may seem as though almost anything can become art. Yet that is only part of the story. Not everything created within these fields is regarded as art, and many works continue to spark passionate debate. Those disagreements are not a weakness of the art world. They are part of what keeps it alive. Every generation reconsiders the boundaries of art, and every generation leaves them slightly different from before. This channel will not try to give you the definitive answer to what art is. Instead, we'll explore how different cultures, artists, philosophers, and historians have understood it throughout history. Together, we'll travel from the earliest surviving images to contemporary works, discovering not only how art has changed, but also how our ideas about art have changed with it. Along the way, we'll visit ancient caves, medieval workshops, Renaissance studios, modern galleries, and everything in between. We'll meet celebrated masters and lesser-known artists, explore influential movements, and occasionally pause to consider the questions that have never quite been settled. Whether you think of art as beauty, craftsmanship, creativity, expression, meaning, or something impossible to define, I hope you'll find something here that speaks to you. So before we begin our journey through the history of art, I'd like to leave you with the same question that has challenged people for centuries. What is art for you?